Yes, baby. It's Power 105.1, home of the Breakfast Club. Trending topics. Trending for 39 hours straight on Saturday. Sheether. Is that right?
That is correct.
Honey German, our digital specialist, our social media specialist, confirmed 39 hours straight of trending of Sheether. Let me tell you what's so foul about this. The day before, we had this amazing hip-hop moment, Just Blaze and Swizz Beatz live, Instagramming live a beat battle that was so hip-hop and so dope and so thorough. And Saturday, the whole talk of that got shut down. Just cut off its whole life.
Goodbye.
There was nothing else to talk about. Doesn't take away of how amazing the moment was. And by the way, if you missed it on Instagram Live and you were away or sleeping or whatever, or just want to kind of revisit that, we have the full stream of Swizz and Just Blaze in the studio up on the site. You can go to power1051fm.com. I've seen a lot of people posting that they missed it on the stream, so they thought they couldn't get it. We have the whole thing up. You can check it out. And really just dope moment. And then only to be muted but the next day with Sheether. So there's a lot to say. I have a lot to say about this.
Okay.
First of all, what I find really interesting, and we were just listening to this interview of Remy. Remy was here, like 10 days ago, or 10 days before Sheether dropped. Mm-hmm. Remy was in the studio, and I asked her a bunch of things about this. I asked her about, the subliminals that people think they always having subliminals back and forth with each other. Like, this interview was from 10 days ago. Here goes a clip. Everybody always assumes that you're gunning for Nicki.
The problem is, I say what I say on my record. Nick says what she says on her records. We are not working together. So as long as we still don't have anything together, people are going to constantly think that we're gunning at each other. So
that makes sense.
Until that happens, because think about it. Had we had a record together, they'd be like, I'm not talking about it. They just did a record. I just seen their video and vice versa. So until that happens, Nicki, they're going to keep thinking that I'm talking about you and that you're talking about me.
That's a piece.
I'm just saying.
That's positive.
Let's just shut these people up.
So you are.
I don't.
You see that happening.
I don't have a problem with Nick. Like, I think she's dope. I think she's done a lot, for just women in general and music. I personally don't even. I feel like we're in two different lanes.
That was 10 days before Sheether dropped. Notice a couple of things. Number one, she bigged Nicki up. Said she did a lot for women in hip hop. Blah blah blah. She says all that. She says she's not talking about her. She says she's talking about anybody who feels some type of way. She says she's talking about anybody who's gunning for the number one slot, which she believes she's the best rapper. She says she believes she's supposed to feel that way. And she also says that she was willing to do a song with her. Like, she's like, Nick, until we do a song together, people are going to always think we're gunning for each other. That was 10 days ago. 10 days before Sheether. That was Remy's state of mind. Then Nicki dropped those two songs. Clearly Remy felt the way. Then comes Sheether, right? But here's the interesting theory. There is a theory running around the internet that Nicki's songs might have been about Azalea Banks. And why do people say that specifically, honey?
Well, Azalea Banks went at Nicki back in December. And now Azalea Banks, we have to point out, only has one plaque. Her album flopped. Plus, she's recently been having issues paying her rent. And those are all things that Nicki mentions in her track with Gucci.
So some people are speculating if Remy jumped the gun or not.
She might have misfired. She might have been talking to Azalea Banks the whole time.
She didn't lose fire either, too. She was like...
That was a Uzi.
Yo, to me, it sounded like something that was written that didn't sound like it was written in 10 days. That sounded like it was written inside Rikers Island, waiting for this moment, and here we are. Even though a lot of things are kind of current, so who knows?
She was talking from her chest.
But she totally felt some type of way. What do you think about that theory, G-Spin?
I mean, it's possible, but I think that's part of the problem, right? If you're talking in subliminals, that it's got to be collateral sometimes. Sometimes it's just gonna fall how it's gonna fall.
Listen, when you go sublime, somebody at some point is gonna feel some type of way, and also then becomes the crowd noise. Like, you start. You know what I'm saying? When Nicki puts those songs out and then everybody jumps on Remy's feed and was like, yo, that starts to become something. That starts to feel like something.
Fuel.
And so I would imagine that Nicki is sitting somewhere right now feeling that same thing coming back to her right now, like the pressure to respond, the pressure to release something. Some people are like, it got to be out today by midnight, otherwise she's fit. I'm hearing, this is the type of things I'm hearing.
You can take your time with it. What's the rush?
I don't know. This is a split thing.
Some 48 hours.
No.
Who
made that rule?
There is no rule.
Come in? There's
Because
no rule.
what happens is if you rush and respond and it ain't right,
then
you don't get another chance.
Right. She got one shot.
Remy did it
But
in one
keep
day.
in mind, Nicki's gonna shoot her shot. Remy probably got 10
7 shots
up.
lined up.
Right. Remy's been
By the way,
ranking.
I hate this whole thing. I posted a little dance battle on Instagram, which because I was trying to make light and fun of it. I thought it was funny.
It was funny.
But I guess not everybody. People want blood. They're not everybody. Not everybody is where I'm at with it. Like I would love to see the both of them. Like just like do the best things that they've ever done, and then at the end of the day, still be able to exist because there are. I mean, we could count on one hand how many female voices there are in
That's
the hip hop
it. I mean,
game,
it's not-
and to lose one, it's like I mean, we just don't have that type of.
We ain't gonna lose Nick. She gonna be all right. That's the way I feel.
You're assuming it's Nick. I'm saying whoever it is. I don't want to lose either one of them. But I know people want blood, and unfortunately, that's the thing of the game. But anyway, there's a lot to this, and it's bigger than just Nicki and Rem. Other people have already gotten involved. We're going to talk about that coming up in a little bit. Has Nas weighed in on this at all?
I haven't seen anything from Nas.
Now, here's the thing. Does she have to clear that from Nas? Does that have to get cleared?
Mixtape, good, clean.
Clean?
SoundCloud.
She can't make money off that, though, ever, right? Because she probably doesn't own the Ether beat. Who did the original Ether beat? Was that Salam? So,
by the way, I wasn't a fan of the original Ether beat.
Really?
Yeah, I posted that yesterday. I caught some heat for it.
I'm sure you did. Because everybody. Here's the thing.
As
no matter.
a rap battle, I mean, Nas brought it, but the beat itself, I was like, yeah, it's cool.
So here's the thing. No matter what you say, everybody is wild, tense, and fired up about it. And so people have already gotten involved. Trey Songz got involved. Him and Nicki had the little back and forth online.
Nicki can't be mad at Trey.
Nah, she jumped out the window with that one.
Well, she's under a lot of pressure. Okay.
Oh, Ron Brown's.
What? Oh, yes. Ron Brown's at Ether. Let's check his feed, see if he had anything to say about it. And then the Game jumped in to say Meek Mill was whack and he should be supporting Nicki. Then Game unfollowed everybody and is only following Nicki now on Instagram.
He's about to shoot his shot. You know that.
Let me tell you this thing about Game. Game knows how to insert himself into the conversation at all times. Like he gets up in the conversation. Little Kim got involved. Little Kim was at a show with Rem and Cardi B, and that little thing is floating all over the place. But it's just listen. It's gonna be a noisy time in hip hop. Like I get it, but like I just want everybody to be a little bit aware and a little bit careful.
No, we need this. This has to happen every once in a while, just to kind of clear the air. Just got to get these battles out of the way and just let everybody happen. Drake and Meek, and then it went quiet for a little while, and now we'll get Nicki and Remy, and then it'll get quiet for a while. It's good. Just clears the system.
It's very exciting.
I love this.
People are crazy.
Love this.
I like it too. I like the battle part of it. I like the rap, the hip hop part of it.
That's all it is.
I just hate seeing people so thirsty for blood part of it. That is the part that irritates my soul.
But this is the conversation, right? Is that everything gets amplified now because of social
media.
I mean, can you imagine Jay and Nas and social media?
No.
Come on. What's a new day?
Anyway, so it's going to be interesting to see if Nicki comes, gives into the pressure and responds. Some people are saying she shouldn't respond at all, that she's on another level and she this and she shouldn't.
She should let it rock.
You think she shouldn't respond? And she just carries on like nothing ever
bad
happened?
if she comes back with some trash.
She's not going to come back
But
with
see,
trash.
she's not
She
coming
knows
back
how to
with
make
trash.
a
That's what I'm
record.
saying.
She knows how
Like,
to make a record.
Nicki can rap.
She's probably on the phone with Drake right now, putting something together.
Listen.
A hit record that'll play in the clubs. It'll be. I mean, it's what I'm saying is it's gonna be interesting to see, and we're gonna have trending topics about it for the next month.
Right.
So we don't have to get it all out today.
Like Nicki got flow.
We don't have to get it all.
Monster flow.
But listen, if you've missed any piece of this, you can go. We have a full recap and everything's up on the site. We will be following the story. Go to power1051fm.com. I do have to save some of the trending topics to talk about, other things like the Oscars that were last night. I felt very emo yesterday. Like Viola Davis made me cry.
That speech. Oof.
I don't know how to say his name right. Mahershala Ali, the guy who won supporting role. By the way, I love him. He was on House of Cards. I loved him then. I'm so happy for his success. He won for Moonlight. He got me emotional. He was emo. I felt very. I don't know. I was emotionally invested.
In your feelings.
I was in my feelings. And Viola, boy, she know how to give a speech. She know how to deliver. It was great up until the end when they announced the wrong movie as film of the year. Come on, man. Y'all had one job. Like, you do this event. It ain't even weekly. This is like a yearly event. Like, this is the one big award of the big. Like, who is the F in charge here, sir?
Steve Harvey was
Ma'am.
living.
Yeah, Steve Harvey was like, whoop, whoop.
I'm off the hook.
Not just me out here. But that's different. This is like the Oscars. Like, fam, how does that happen? Who is in charge? So a super awkward moment last night. If you haven't seen it, we have some video of it. But Moonlight won. Did you guys, anybody in the room see Moonlight? No, nobody? Way to go. You're going to see it now that it won an Oscar? You'll see it? Cool. I saw it. I thought it was cool. It's bizarre to me that it's movie of the year. I just didn't connect with it. I thought it was a dope movie. I definitely thought it was dope, but I don't know. All of the movies I felt, even the other one, the by the sea, the Manchester by the Sea. Also, it was cool, but not like, yo, it's the illest movie ever. I didn't feel like that. I don't know. The movies overall were a little weird to me. Anyway, just a great night. People look beautiful. We have all the pictures and all the fashion and all that good stuff and a list of all the winners. You can go to power1051fm.com to check it out yourself, okay? We're inside trending. We're going to be commercial free 4 o'clock for the rest of the show. And power lines are open. Get at me, 800-585-1051.